up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, the striker search for this summer continues. We are waiting for that final decision from Erling Haaland. If we don't get Erling Haaland, the backup option for him is Robert Lewandowski. But of course, the big question is, will he renew his contract at Bayern Munich this summer or not? And the backup for Lewandowski is Darwin Nunez. The club really liked the player. The player wants to come to Barcelona. The question is, will the club pursue him this summer? Of course, he is the plan C right now in that striker position, so it is very complicated for him. Another complication, of course, is in the fullback position. Mazraoui, who was set to join Barcelona a few weeks ago, has now said yes to Bayern Munich and will most likely join Bayern Munich this summer. And of course, the club won Azpilicueta, but his contract got automatically renewed at Chelsea. So now Barcelona and also Azpilicueta himself are pushing for Chelsea to let him leave for free this summer. But of course, the operation will be difficult. And don't forget about the left back position. Javi Galan is Xavi's bet. He wants to bring him in this summer as cover and also competition for Jordi Alba, and will look to make a deal with Celta Vigo. Now, with all these players coming in, players will have to leave this summer. About 20 players have been rumored to leave. Luuk de Jong, Mingueza, Trincão, Lenglet, Riqui Puig, Depay, Umtiti. All these players' futures are uncertain this summer and could all leave the club this summer as well. And lastly, contract renewal updates. Araujo, Gavi, Dembele, but most importantly, some new updates on Dani Alves' renewal and also on Sergi Roberto. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated. And also make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. The first players that we've been linked with is in the striker position, and of course, firstly is Erling Haaland. Radio Marca have come out saying that signing Erling Haaland is very complicated for Barcelona due to the finances involved in the deal. Although the club will keep trying, Robert Lewandowski will be open to playing for Barcelona under Xavi. That is also a real possibility. Also, when the Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona have informed Mino Raiola that they are still interested in Erling Haaland, who will decide his future soon. Barcelona are in the final race and are trying to convince him through, of course, the sporting project. Xavi's project has impressed him a lot, and that is what's delaying his decision. Now, there are reports coming out saying that Mino Raiola and his father are both asking for a combined total of 70 million euros in commission. The club are not that stupid. We saw Rafael Uste came out a few days ago. Joan Laporta came out saying that we're not going to spend ridiculous money on players. 70 million euros can get you Rafinha and a top quality left back or fullback, right, or left back. Why would we spend that much money on Erling Haaland? I think he's the perfect option. I think he's exactly what we need in the attacking position, in the striker position. But spending 70 million euros on commission, the release clause, the wages, that's why the club are pushing the sporting project, because they don't want to, match the financial offer of Man City and Real Madrid. We'll have to wait and see. I think Real Madrid will have big implications on this, especially if Kylian Mbappe does not go to Real Madrid this summer. Apparently, PSG have offered him a ridiculous contract renewal. We'll have to wait and see. I think this will have a domino effect on everything, but Erling Haaland will take his time. It's supposed to be this month where he makes his decision. It could go into next month because it'd be, a very, very important decision. But at this current moment, though, Man City are still leading the race. We'll have to wait and see. But no doubt the backup option for Erling Haaland this summer is Robert Lewandowski. Moses Malone from ESPN came out saying that Barcelona are interested in Lewandowski, but they don't want any trouble with Bayern Munich. The key is for him not renewing his contract with Bayern, and the German club will facilitate his exit. Also, Barcelona reducing the wage bill is important. Now, Lewandowski is not going to come in on cheap wages, right? This is his final contract of his career in his prime days. He's going to want around, I'd say, 200k a week. The question for me is, what are Bayern Munich going to ask for him as that transfer fee? I personally wouldn't pay a penny over 30 million euros. He's 35 years old. He's coming to the end of his career. He's going to come to Barcelona for maybe 2 seasons max. You shouldn't pay more than 30. But apparently Bayern Munich are going to be asking for around 60. I would stay clear. But Lewandowski is the backup option for Erling Haaland. He is a real possibility, but of course, he has to not renew his contract with Bayern Munich first. If he renews, it's not going to happen, obviously, but if he doesn't renew, he will genuinely be an option. But the plan C for Barcelona in that striker position is Darwin Nunez. Radio Marca came out saying that Darwin Nunez joining Barcelona is a real possibility. He is an option if Erling Haaland or Robert Lewandowski do not arrive this summer. The club do really like Nunez. Now, he'll be available for around 70 million euros. Would I pay that transfer fee for him? I probably would, but it would be a big risk. Of course, you don't know how good he is outside the Portuguese league. You know, we've seen a lot of great players who played there, and then Bundesliga, they leave for big money and they flop. Will Darwin Nunez be that? Probably not, but there's still that big risk factor. I would rather go for him over Lewandowski, to be honest, but the question is about his uncertainty, about him playing outside the Liga NOS. Of course, Lewandowski is not really proven outside the Bundesliga, but we all know he's a top quality striker. We've seen him in the Champions League. So we'll have to wait and see. No doubt the club want to sign a striker this summer, more so Joan Laporta. Xavi wants to reinforce defense mostly in midfield, but Juan Laporta wants that marquee signing to come in and bring up the shirt sales. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Erling Haaland is number 1, Robert Lewandowski is number 2, and Darwin Nunez is number 3. Now, along with a striker, another priority for Barcelona this summer will be to reinforce the fullback position. Firstly, at left back, Radio Marca have come out saying that Jose Galan knows if he comes to Barcelona, he won't play many games due to the presence of Jordi Alba, and he is currently expected to renew his contract with Valencia. Javi Galan and Alejandro Grimaldo are other options. Xavi really likes Galan. Like I said in the last few videos, I'll say it again, I'd rather bring in Galan than bring in no one. Of course, I'm a big Jose Gaia fan. It sucks because he knows he's going to come in and be on the bench, but he'll only be on the bench for one season, then he can take over Jordi Alba, but it is what it is. He's a Valencia boy. If he wants to stay, he stays. It is what it is, but no doubt Grimaldo's a better left back than Galan, but Galan's kind of the cheaper, outside shout that you just bet on and hope for the best. If Xavi wants to bet on him, I'm okay with it, but for me, we have to bring in a left back this summer. Jordi Alba has not had cover/competition for years. Junior Firpo flop, Luca Dean flop, Juan Ramanda at Barcelona flop. I mean, Alejandro Balde's played 2 games this season for the first team. Jordi Alba needs competition. He needs at least cover, and to be honest, I would take Galan over nothing. I think Galan is decent. He's a risk signing, of course, kind of like a Firpo. Luca Dean, you don't really know how he plays in the top flight. I've seen some highlights of him in Celta Vigo. He looks decent, but you have to wait and see him play with eye to eye. So I'll have to wait and see. Javi Galan is Xavi's bet, but the club do want to sign a left back this summer. Now, another player that Barcelona are interested in that fullback position as well is Cesar Azpilicueta. Of course, we've been in the race for him for months now, and Sport have come out saying that Barcelona believe they will not be able to sign Azpilicueta, as Chelsea will try and keep him at all costs. Now, this is coming in from Alfredo Martinez, who we all know is one of the best sources in Barcelona, and looks like Azpilicueta deal is looking more and more difficult by every single passing day because, of course, his contract was automatically renewed at Chelsea. He did not want to renew his contract, but now he has to sit down and discuss with Chelsea. They don't have any owner right now. There's no management team whatsoever at the club, and his exit at the moment is looking very difficult. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona are still pushing to sign Azpilicueta. They are in constant contact with him and hope to start with talks with Chelsea soon. The final decision will be up to the player. Now, apparently, Azpilicueta wants to come to Barcelona, but does not want to disrespect Chelsea. If Chelsea tell him to stay, he will stay this summer. So I don't think it will happen now. I think with the contract being automatically renewed, Barcelona have no firepower. We have no advantage whatsoever. From before, we could say he's a free agent. We can push for that move, but now, if he's coming this summer, we have to pay some money unless Azpilicueta agrees to terminate his contract with Chelsea, which at the moment looks very, 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 very unlikely. So we'll have to wait and see on Aspi, but at the moment it's looking very, very difficult. But the main thing is, of course, Xavi is pushing for him. Xavi wants to sign him. And keep in mind, we signed Christensen because of Azpilicueta. He recommended Christensen to the club, and Xavi gave the go-ahead to sign him. It would be a bit weird if we don't sign Aspi this summer. We'll have to wait and see. It's still possible, no doubt about that, but it will be very, very difficult. Now, speaking about other Chelsea players, there's a lot of center backs at Chelsea who are going to be free agents this summer, and one of them will not be joining Barcelona is, of course, Antonio Rudiger. Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that with Araujo's contract renewal now sealed, the signing of Antonio Rudiger is completely ruled out. The possible arrival of the German was already extremely difficult due to his wage demands. So Rudiger not going to be coming to Barcelona this summer unless something big happens, like Lenglet, Umtiti, and the whole lot leave. We could maybe push for him, but especially not getting Azpilicueta, but again, very, very unlikely due to his wage demands. And finally, Samuel Marsden and Moses Malloran from ESPN came out saying that Andreas Christensen will join Barcelona this summer as a free agent, but a move for Antonio Rudiger is less likely. So remember, Christensen has a verbal agreement with Barcelona, nothing signed yet. The final contract is not signed, but Juan Laporta said we have signed a center back and a midfielder, so you can, guarantee that he will be a Barcelona player next summer. And of course, Rudiger will not be joining. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Azpilicueta. Operation looks difficult, but still, the club are pushing for it. But a fullback who will not be joining Barcelona this summer as a free agent is the Moroccan Ajax right back, Noussair Mazraoui. Sport 1, who are very, very reliable in Germany, have come out saying that Noussair Mazraoui is very close to joining Bayern Munich. Nothing has been signed yet because of the last financial details have to be clarified, but Bayern Munich are confident of signing him this summer. And of course, everyone has come out confirming this. Fabrizio Romano, Matteo Morito, sources in Barcelona as well. It sucks. I think Mazraoui would have been a fantastic player at Barcelona, but can you blame him? 5 million euros per season, third choice right back at Barcelona, double the wages at Bayern Munich, 10 million euros per season, first choice starting right back. Can you blame him? I don't whatsoever. Apparently, he's part of the Gravenberch operation as well with Mino Raiola. Of course, we were linked with him because of the Erling Haaland operation. Now you can maybe say that Erling Haaland operation is going to look very, very difficult because we're not doing a favor for Mazraoui, because we're not doing a favor for Mino Raiola now. But now Bayern Munich are. They're signing Gravenberch and also Mazraoui as a favor for Raiola for choosing Bayern Munich for Gravenberch. So it's all a domino effect, and looks like now Mazraoui is not coming to Barcelona, and also now Erling Haaland. The question now is, will we sign another player as a favor for Mino Raiola, maybe now or in the future? We'll have to wait and see, but Mazraoui looks very, very unlikely to join Barcelona this summer as he has chosen Bayern Munich. Now, despite the midfield not being a priority for Barcelona, we have been linked with a midfielder over the past 24 hours, and that is Christopher Nkunku from RB Leipzig. Foot Mercado came out saying that Barcelona are among the many clubs interested in Christopher Nkunku. Laporta likes him a lot, but PSG are desperate to bring him back to the club. It could be a ploy to try and keep Mbappe as they are close to renewing him. Nkunku would cost around 70 million euros this summer. 100% this is not happening. 100% this is absolute fake news. The only midfielder we are signing this summer is Franck Kessie. That is it. There's a better chance that Roberto stays at Barcelona than Nkunku coming in. Maybe it's Laporta's a fan. I don't really know. I don't really care. The only RB Leipzig player that Barcelona want is Dani Olmo. It's that simple. I'm going to move on. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Nkunku will not be coming to Barcelona. He's a great player. That price is just ridiculous. You can get another winger and get a fullback for that price. And of course, he's the cam. He will not fit the system. Another Coutinho, Depay, Griezmann 2.0. He won't fit. This is absolutely fake news. He will not be coming to Barcelona this summer. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. There's quite a bit. Every single, trash player at Barcelona has been rumored to leave over the past 24 hours. I want to discuss each and every one very, very quickly. Firstly is Memphis Depay coming in from Radio Barca. They've come out saying that if Barcelona receive a good offer from Memphis Depay this summer, he will leave the club. The offer also must be satisfying for the player as well. He is already pushing for very less, and if Barcelona sign another forward, things will get even more complicated for Memphis. Of course, Memphis wants to be a starter, if not the first choice off the bench, and right now he's probably second off the bench ahead of Dembele. It depends who starts, of course, but I think, like I said before, and I'll say it again, it depends on who we sign as a number 9. If it's Darwin Nunez, I think Memphis Depay will stay. If it's Haaland, Lewandowski, I think Depay will leave. Of course, they'll bring in much needed money, and don't forget about my Paulo Dybala theory as well. We could bring him in as a like-for-like replacement, as a free agent as well. We'll wait and see, but Depay's future will be very, very uncertain this summer. If he does stay at the club will have to now focus on his contract renewal next summer as well, because his contract expires next summer. So wait and see on Memphis, but again, his future will be uncertain for the whole entire summer. Another forward, Trincão, who's out on loan. His future is very, very uncertain as well. But reports coming in from the Portuguese media saying that Francisco Trincão is a real option for Sporting. He wants to relaunch his career in the Portuguese league and also play in the Champions League. Now, the fact he's being a link away from Wolves will give you guys big ramifications on the Dama Traore operation as well. Will it be a sale? Will it be a loan? I have no idea. All I know is that Trincão's future is not in Barcelona. Maybe Xavi will fancy him this summer and give him a little bit of a try in pre-season, but Trincão is far, far away from Barcelona. The club wanted to sell him quickly as he has, a few more years left in his contract, get some good money for him, and use that money to reinvest in players that Xavi wants. So We'll wait and see with Trincão. His future's not in Barcelona for sure, but now the club will have to find a new club for him, whether it's a sale or a loan this summer. Now in the midfield, of course, is Riqui Puig. Radio Marca came out saying that Celta Vigo are interested in signing Riqui Puig. They have asked about the situation. He is expected to leave the club this summer as there's a lot of competition in the midfield. Now, especially if Franquez is coming in and Roberto does renew his contract, Riqui Puig has absolutely no chance to get any minutes whatsoever, even if there are injuries. 1 year left on his contract. The question is, will he go out on loan or be sold? If he goes out on loan, I do expect him to renew his contract for 1 year, go out and give Barcelona that opportunity to sell him. But I think a sale is looking very, very lucky this summer. It could be a straight sale for some money, then we have a buyback option for him. But again, Celta Vigo are pushing for his signing a lot. We'll wait and see, but again, Riqui Puig is very, very far away from Barcelona in the first team right now. Doesn't get any opportunity under, Kike, Valverde, Coleman, and now Xavi. It's time for him to leave and revive his career. Now, in the defense, of course, there's going to be two French center backs. Firstly, Clement Lenglet. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona have several offers to sell Lenglet this summer, but the player does not want to leave. Who was surprised? Not me. He will be an Umtiti 2.0. It will be very, very difficult to let him leave this summer. We have a lot of offers on the table. I'm thinking, Roma, Everton, those type of clubs that need like a French center back, like a second choice, maybe even third choice. Right now, he's like, sixth choice at Barcelona. So he has a contract until 2026. So it's going to be... He has the upper hand, we'll put it that way. It'll be very, very difficult to sell him if he does not want to leave. Laporte will have to do some magic and try and push him out like he did with Emerson last summer. We'll wait and see, but again, very, very difficult to sell him, but the club do want to move him on this summer. And also the other one, Samuel Umtiti. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Umtiti will leave Barcelona this summer. The question is, how will it be, a sale or a loan? I mean, I've heard this every summer for the past 4 summers. I won't believe it till I see it. I honestly think there's a good chance that Umtiti stays next season. I think he did what he had to do. He renewed his contract at the club, reduced his salary, moved it all and spaced it all out for the next 4 years. So, shout out to him, credit to him for doing that. But I think he'll stay because I don't know how, some way, somehow he always ends up staying. But it'd be great if he leaves. We have a lot of center backs at the moment. Eric Garcia, Araujo, Piqué, and Christensen will be the 4 next season. So Umtiti, Mingueza, and Lenglet don't have a future at the club. They need to leave, and of course it'll free up the wage bill. We can bring in Lewandowski, Rafinha on the wings, fullback. There's options there, so we'll wait and see. And lastly, Radio Marca have come out saying it's very complicated for players like Mingueza, Riqui Puig, Umtiti, Lenglet, Neto, and Luuk de Jong to continue at Barcelona next season. Some of them are on big wages, so their exits won't be easy. For example, Umtiti and Lenglet both have long contracts, both on decent wages as well, around 100k a week. Luuk de Jong, his loan will end, he'll leave. Neto wants to leave, he's desperate to leave. I think Riqui Puig will be easy as well. I think Mingueza will leave for the right move, for the right project. Again, the big question is Lenglet and Umtiti. So we'll have to wait and see. The club want to get rid of a lot of players this summer. Of course, last summer they didn't do that great with the player sales. This summer they want to focus on it, get players out the wage bill, get French players out, and bring in top quality players. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele coming in from Foot Mercado, they've come out saying the meeting between Aleman and Sissoko was positive, of course, a few days ago, as the aim was to resolve the situation between both sides. Barcelona admit to making a mistake by stopping negotiation. No new offer formulated yet, but talks will continue. From the beginning, Dembele and his agent have always given the priority to Barcelona, but on their terms. Barcelona is aware they have been in a verbal agreement with PSG since January. Dembele has already turned down important offers from England as well. So currently, he has a verbal agreement with PSG, but nothing is signed. Like Christensen, he agrees to join Barcelona, but nothing signed, so anything can happen with that. Now, Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Ousmane Dembele's entourage is more optimistic about a renewal after the recent talks with Mateo Aleman. They admit that Barcelona can't match the offers of other clubs, but they do hope that an agreement can be reached, and the next meeting between Barcelona and Ousmane Dembele's camp will be held this week. They are expected to start discussing the salary figures. Dembele's camp assures they want a long-term contract. There is no pessimism at this current moment. I really don't think it's going to happen still. I think his demands are too much for Barcelona to, move up a bit, and for him to move down, the gap is just too big. Of course, like for example, Araujo, the gap was small, so the club gave a little bit and Araujo gave a little bit. But for this case, the gap is just too big. I think Dembele wants to stay. I know for a fact Dembele wants to stay, but it's just his agent making things complicated. He wants commission, he wants bonuses, he wants this, he wants that. The club don't have the money for it. But again, I'd watch out for Erling Haaland. If Erling Haaland does not come to Barcelona this summer, the club will have more money, and I think they will push for an Ousmane Dembele contract renewal. But if Haaland chooses Barcelona, we won't have that much money, and I think Dembele will leave. So we'll have to wait and see. Very, very complicated situation, but there will be meetings this week to try and resolve it, discuss salary figures. We will get more news this week. Will Dembele renew? Probably not, but of course, there is still some hope at the club. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Pablo Gavi coming in from Fabrizio Romano. He's been on this now for months. He's come out saying that Barcelona are still more than optimistic about Gavi's contract extension at the club. Also, Barcelona want to include a release clause for him of 1 billion euros in his new contract, the same as Ansu Fati, Pedri, and also Araujo. Now, we've been in the final stages with Gavi now for months. I think Mateo Merito came out saying that there's no meeting scheduled right now, but everyone's calm about Gavi. He will stay at the club. He's going to need that last meeting to go through the contracts, the details, the numbers, and sign everything. I think once we get Araujo done and then figure out Dembele's situation, we will go for Gavi and then seal it, but we've been dwelling on this now for months, and any club can come in and activate his release clause. That is the worrying thing for Barcelona. We'll wait and see. The club are optimistic. Of course, Xavi was optimistic in his press conference for the Levante match as well. We'll wait and see. There should be no complications, but of course, we need to get this done as soon as possible. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Ronald Araujo coming in from Mundo Deportivo. They've come out saying that Araujo's new contract with Barcelona will be until June 2026. It will also include that exclusive 1 billion euro release clause like Ansu Fati and Pedri. The renewal is imminent, and all they have to do now is set a final date to review the contracts and sign them. Again, Gavi and Araujo both at the same stage. One more meeting needed to go through the contracts, go through the numbers, the details, all that sort of stuff, and then of course sign the contract. And of course, like Romano said about Gavi, he also said that Araujo's new contract will include that 1 billion euro release clause. He will extend for 3 years until June 2026. Now, 3-year extension is not really that big of a deal in my opinion. I think, you know, in 2 years' time, he'll have 2 years left on his deal. But to go through this whole entire saga again, it kind of just ties him down for a little bit. And of course, includes that 1 billion euro release clause, which we have, you know, no one will activate that. If they activate that, then fair play. So we'll wait and see with Araujo against them with Gavi. They need that one final meeting, but they both should renew their contract at Barcelona this summer. The question now is, when will it happen? The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Sergi Roberto. Now, this is coming in from basically everyone, but Cope firstly broke the story, so credit to them. They've come out saying that Barcelona will meet with Roberto's agent this week to discuss his contract renewal. It will be their first meeting in 2022. They will try and reach an agreement for the last time. Xavi and Laporta want him to stay. If he comes down to the money that Barcelona are offering him, no doubt in my mind he will renew his contract. The question is, will he still be demanding those big money that the club don't want to pay him? If he renews, then Riqui Puig is done out here. I think Nico will have big implications on his future as well. Xavi said from day one he wants to renew him. And by the way, Roberto is coming back from his injury. He will be training with the first team this week. He could be back in the second leg against Eintracht Frankfurt, on Monday against Cadiz, the next weekend after that against Real Sociedad. He will be back very soon. If he comes back and starts performing, the club are going to offer him a renewal. If he comes back and he's, shite, then maybe the club will reconsider it. He's not a priority. Keep in mind that it is Dembele, Araujo, and Gavi first, and then Roberto afterwards. There is a chance now, because of course if they sit down and meet and he comes back to their demands, he will renew his contract. I'm still surprised that Xavi wants him to stay, and also now all of a sudden, Joan Laporta wants him to stay as well. We'll wait and see. I still think like 90% he will leave. There is that 10% chance of hope and 10% chance of optimism at Barcelona. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Dani Alves. Radio Marca have come out saying that Dani Alves is expected to extend his contract with Barcelona for one more season. Alves is very happy at the club, and so are Barcelona and Xavi and his teammates with him. Now, Dani Alves has been talking to the media over the past few days with Mundo Deportivo. He said, at the moment, the club have not talked to me whatsoever over a renewal. But of course, the reports are coming out saying that the club plan to sit down with him and renew his contract. Of course, he has that option in his contract to extend it for one more season after this season. Of course, the club have not told him that, but they are planning to do so, especially after missing out on Mazraoui as well. Don't worry about Dani Alves. He will continue at Barcelona next season. The question is, will he continue after that? Probably not, but one more season of good crazy. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys some injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, an injury update on Gerard Piqué. Javi Galan from AES came out saying that Gerard Piqué's groin injury is very mild. Of course, Xavi said in the press conference for the Levante match, he's not even injured, it's just more so muscle fatigue. He is a big doubt for the match on Thursday against Eintracht Frankfurt in the second leg, but certainly not ruled out. And there also are reports coming out right now saying that Gerard Piqué will play that match. He will be risked. He will be put on painkillers, all that sort of stuff, because of course Barcelona need to win that match. Should we be rushing Jetty back at this stage of his career? I personally wouldn't rush him back, but if the club want to do it, if the club think there's not too much risk in it, then whatever, it is what it is. Next player, of course, is Memphis Depay. Javi Galan from AES also came out saying that he will be a big doubt for the match on Thursday against Eintracht Frankfurt in the second leg, but again, not certainly ruled out. Same with Des as well. Of course, again, in the press conference before the Levante match, he said that, look, Memphis and Des could be back this Thursday, but again, we don't want to risk them. We don't want another relapse in their injury. Same with Roberto as well. So a lot of players coming back slowly but surely. And also, keep your eye out for Samuel Umtiti. He is also very, very close to recovering from injury. Same with Ansu Fati. So we're going to have Piqué back, Memphis back, Des back, Roberto back. Ansu Fati is coming back very soon as well. But also, most importantly, Samuel Umtiti. So a lot of players coming back from injury for the final stretch of the season. We need the full entire squad, of course, to push for the Europa League and try and finish in the top 4 of La Liga, and also maybe a little bit of a title charge as well. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing on there, firstly, about that number 9 position. What are your thoughts? And also, who would you go for? Who would you prioritize? Lewandowski, Haaland, or Darwin Nunez? Secondly, on those fullback options, would you go for Javi Galan or maybe no one in left back? Would you put Cesar Azpilicueta? And also your thoughts about Mazraoui going to Bayern Munich. Thirdly, on those sales, who do you think will leave? Who do you think will stay this summer? And finally, your thoughts on the contract renewal updates. Most importantly, on Dembele and Roberto. Do you think they end up both staying at Barcelona or not? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.